Have you ever realized how often businesses treat new customers like a transaction instead of a relationship? It's almost like they only care about closing the deal and then rushing to the next one, forgetting that every single customer who chooses your business is really choosing to begin something with you. And let's be honest here. We all start off hoping a customer will choose us. We want to be accepted by the marketplace. We want to be chosen. We want to feel like what we offer matters. But here's the truth most entrepreneurs overlook. While we're busy hoping they will accept us, we should be even more focused on making sure they feel accepted, seen, and valued by us. Because yes, we need transactions. That's part of business. But a transaction is the only beginning. It's the first handshake of a relationship that can grow into something beautiful over time. And if you treat it like a relationship from the very first moment, everything will change. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leavona. Welcome to the Leavona Show. I have been creating and building successful businesses for over 25 years, and I am here to help you win. If that sounds like something you would like more of, subscribe now so you can find me later when you need me. So let's talk about what happens in this first phase. In the beginning, your customer is stepping into your world for the very first time. They don't fully know you yet. They don't know your character. They don't know your heart. And they certainly don't know your standards. They're giving you a chance. And that opportunity is sacred. This is where you deliver maximum value. You slow down long enough to make sure they feel seen, heard, and understood. You give them a 5-star experience, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you actually care. You listen more intently. You serve better. You honor them as if this relationship will matter more than you can see today, because it will. And when you treat the beginning like the beginning of something meaningful, you plant a seed that has the potential to grow into something far greater later. Now stay with me, because here is where it starts to get juicy. After you have loved them well in phase 1, after you have shown up with honor, consistency, and excellence, after time has gone by, something begins to change. This is where phase 2 begins. The relationship starts to take root. They relax around you. They trust you. They talk to you differently. They open up about what they actually need. And this is where you get to learn, deeply learn, how to serve them better. You start to notice their patterns, their preferences, their personality. You begin to understand the little things that matter most to them. And you know what else happens? You become better, not just at serving that customer, but serving future customers who are just like them. Because one customer becomes a teacher. Their needs, their challenges, their feedback, their reactions, all of it becomes valuable data for how to shape your business moving forward. This is why relationships matter. A one-time transaction teaches you almost nothing, but a relationship becomes a masterclass in how to build a business that truly serves people well. And this is where we step into the fullness of phase 3. When trust becomes full-grown, when it matures, something extraordinary begins to happen. Customers start transferring that trust to other people who need your help. This is where referrals are born. Not from aggressive sales tactics, not from begging, not from pressure, but from trust that has matured over time. When a customer says your name to someone else, they're not just referring you, they are putting their reputation on the line because they believe in you that deeply. And that is one of the highest honors in business. One relationship becomes two. 2 becomes 10. 10 becomes 50. The tree grows one branch at a time. And here's what I want you to understand. Every great business is built on the roots of relationships, watered by consistency, strengthened by honor, and expanded through trust. That is why today's mic drop is that relationship are more important than transaction. The transaction will take care of itself. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? I hope you had a wonderful day enjoying the cold weather. I don't know where you're from, but if you're in the United States, the weather just took us by storm this morning. It was very, very cold. I started sniffing before I left. It happened yesterday too, but this morning was quite a surprise. All right. So, in today's message, we stressed relationships. Relationships. We want you to understand that relationships actually brings the referrals that we mentioned in the thumbnail or whatever it is. When you build the relationship, the referrals just slide in. But you have to be able to give your customers that 5-star. Put yourself in their shoes is what we said yesterday. Today, we're telling you to listen to them closely. Take it slow with them, and they will start to open up like a flower. And they will tell you what they need, and before you know it, you're helping them and they're helping you. Build the relationship and do not see them as just transactions. All right? If the material that we're providing to you every day touches you, enhances your life, and makes you feel like it's worthy for you to stop to look for me every night, just remember to give us a thumbs up and a subscription because it helps a ton. All right? So let us just reflect briefly on the importance of relationships, transactions, and referrals. In order for you to get referrals, you have to see them as building relationships, and the relationships must be more important than just a transaction. Don't think about the transaction. Just think about building the relationship, and you will see what happens. All right? I want you to try that. If you have a business already, as Christmas is coming in and they're pouring in, you don't have to do it to all of them, but you want to capture the new ones because the old ones already have understood you over the years and they know how you work. But the new ones that are coming in, you want to make a lasting impression on them that they will keep coming back. And so I want you to try doing what this video says today. And let us know in your comments how it went. We have Christmas, and Christmas is one of the biggest seasons, whether we are online or in brick and mortar, that brings us our very hefty returns. So work hard and do your best because a lot of times with Christmas, we make thousands and thousands of dollars, and that is what carries us for the dry months of January and February. All right? I wish you all the best with what your endeavors are. All right. So our first guy got off the hook, got off the bat, right? And today I want to bring you into our why factor. And the why factor, we always talk about why we're doing the business. And we give ourselves 3 things. Now, today, I want to invite you again. I do not do this during the day anymore. I leave it for this meeting with you because I want us to do it together. And so I invite you to come along with me and let's do our little drill. Right? When we do it, we said that last night I showed you that we have to think of it as our daily energy boost, right? The thing that boosts us. Boy, I tell you, I am so happy. I have begun to commit this into full practice with you guys because I got up this morning and when I realized that it was 32 degrees and it would go down, I'm like, come on. I hate cold. But I have to go anyway, right? Because the customers, you can't disappoint them now for Christmas. They might have $1,000 to give you as a Christmas bonus and you don't get nothing because you mess up in the last few weeks. No, sorry, Bob. I worked all day, all year, and I'm not going to mess it up. So I went out there and I remembered my whys. And this morning, when I went out there, I did not put freedom first. There was no freedom in my heart. I was freezing. And I had several layers on. My first one was just to serve them. I pulled that one up to the top because if I did not see their faces, I don't think I was going to go. I was going to wait until it got nice and hot and then give it a try. Oh, my goodness. But yes, there is freedom when you're working for yourself, that I could switch my schedule around and say, well, look, I'm not going to be out there at 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm coming to you guys after 12 noon. I hear the weather is going to get better because I'm sniffering. Like I got something coming down on me. My back of my throat feels raw, but you have that freedom. And so this morning, I put them as my first, the love that I have for them. I thought of the ones that are really good to me, and they outweighed the ones that are English tonguers. When you go into a contract or you go into a business arrangement, you get a list of so many people. So, you get an area. And you cannot pick and choose. So the ones who are dirty and nasty, you have to try with them and try to see if you can change them around. And so my first why was the relationships that I have with these wonderful, wonderful, God-fearing, loving, kind people that I serve every day. Right? I could not see them as transactions. I had to see the whole bunch of them as my relationships, that I care for them. And I know that many of them are elderly and they look out for whatever we might bring It might be a magazine, it might be a newspaper, it might be a package, but they're looking out because they know that they paid for that and they want to see that. Okay? So that is my first why. And as I showed you, do you see how I wrapped it up and showed you that when we really sit and think about things, we can find a connection between what we are doing in our business to every chapter, every video, every program that we want to do for our clients when you're sitting behind this camera. Okay? So when I couldn't go this morning because I am scared of the cold, the relationships I have with my clients, with people, with my customers, that pushed me out there. I could not disappoint. Our product has to always be good. That they don't say, oh, that Leovona, oh, her and her husband, they are so unreliable. They come when they feel like. No, I'm dropping you. That when you wake up, you have a nice package in front of your house. And I'm gone. I'm gone so long. You turned in your bed at 3 o'clock or whenever. I was there at 1. I over-deliver. I might promise them something and then I do better. All right? So that's relationships. Now, the second one that I always say is the gift in the hand. If I have a gift in my hand, how can I link that to relationships tonight? Anyone? Just think about it for a brief second. If you have a gift in your hand, you have a gift in your hand right now. That's why you're on this channel and you're watching my videos and what's not. And thank you guys for watching. I see you. I see you. How can you connect this gift in your hand to relationship building and eventually referrals? Okay, so I have you thinking. You might not get involved right now. But remember, it always takes one. If one of you do it, if one of you put a comment, one of you answer a question I ask, it will give the other scaredy cats, it'll give them courage to try. So let me give you my perspective, and you see how close you came to what one of the answers are. We have, in life, there are many options. So for me, gift is in my hand. How do I link relationships to the gift in the hand? How I see it is that whatever gift I have, there are people who need that gift, right? Like I said, it always goes back to people. The people who need the gift will eventually start relationships with me depending on how I treat them. It's like the message said, a lot of times somebody comes into our space, into our world, and we feel that we want them to choose us. But even though we might be hoping that somebody chooses us, our first thought should be that we need to choose them, to treat them good, to give them a 1-star, a 5-star experience. Because you never know. You never know. First impressions. Always remember that. First impression. The first impression I have of you is what I am going to remember. Now think about that one for a second. Do you see a similarity in what I'm saying? Don't you always remember people by the impressions that they made on you the first time? Meet them and let them be out of character, disgusting. What are some words we can use? No class, cussing and carrying on. And then later on, they want to act all coy because, you might be in some high joint with a lot of young women and young men, and they want to make an impression. So now suddenly they bring out the representative. But you know that that's not them. You know what you saw first. Ew. Don't try to take that woman's child and have no coy relationship with her. You're a pig. I know you. You're not what you're presenting tonight. Or something like that. There are many examples we can come up with. That's the first one that came to me. But we have the gift in our hands. And when we step out or when they come into our space, our job is to floor them, to love on them in a way that makes them want to take our name and put it out of their mouths in the middle of their Christmas dinner or their Thanksgiving dinner and talk about you, raving about you, about your kindness, your honesty, how you're consistent, how you care. You always call and check on them when, you don't see them for a little while. It's almost like you say they're family and you actually show that you mean it. I'll give you an example and then we'll go to the last one. I told you in one of my videos that I was concerned about a customer who had taken his car out. I think he's 97 years old, and his wife was, I think she was 4 years younger. But she passed away, and he was having problems. And he couldn't bend down to pick up his things that were put in front of his door. So my husband and I started to do as best we could. We would put whatever could hold in the mailbox. We would put them in the mailbox. And then one day he says, "Oh, thank you so much. The hardest thing for me is that I bend and I can't come back up." So when I missed him, I saw the shutters in his house closed. I'm moving. I'm going between hundreds of people a night, but I still notice my people. I notice them. I notice a change. I don't see his car. Where is his car? What happened to him? Oh, dear God, please don't I know they follow each other. The wife is gone, so please don't take him out of here yet. Such a nice old man. And so I had one of those things with the cold trying to block me up. And so, I made a video and I mentioned him. And this morning, I got there. And even though it was freezing cold, I put his stuff in the mailbox. And he heard me. And he opened the door. And it was so good to see him, It was so good to see him because he wanted me to know that he was okay. Because I had asked his son-in-law, and I would pray for him and what's not. He wanted to let me know that he was all right. He said he fell in the house one day and he could not get up. And he did not have the thing around his neck because I said, make sure you let your daughter get you that thing that you press and you say, it says, "I fell and I can't get up." And he started to try to push his little old hands into his hands shaking, and he's trying to push it in his shirt to show me. I said, "You don't have to show me." He said, "They got it for me. I have it now in the event that it ever happens again." So, those are the kind of relationships you have you build with time, with customers, right? You love them. They're not just transactions. They're people. And because they're people and they have a heart and they have emotions, and all of us need love and we want to be chosen, that is why you build relationships with them. Okay, guys? Okay, so the last one is freedom. And I did hint about something about freedom in the sense that if the weather gets really, really cold, I, in the past, have sent out a blast. If everything is snowed over and there's ice, there's black ice, I love you to pieces. Yes, I do. But I have trained my customers to know that because I work for myself, this is my responsibility. If I don't work, I don't get paid. I'm bringing in my own pay. And this is why we would send out a blast and we would say, due to the weather, we may not be delivering today. We will keep you informed. And because you train your customers, you train your clients to your system, only a really dirty dirtbag would want you to come in the heavy snow, in the icy conditions on the road. And that particular one, you weigh him out. His opinion does not matter because then the text messages start coming in. That's okay, Leah. You don't have to come. We'll get the stuff tomorrow or the next day or whenever. Your health is more important. Your safety is more important because you train them. You train them up. Well, unfortunately for you guys who have the mom on the brick and mortar, you got to go in and you got to shovel and you got to clean up because you do not want for all the other stores beside you to be open and functioning and you lock up because some snow. But the freedom that I have is that I can speak to my customers through a blast, through my husband's beautiful skills, and we let them know it's either late today or it may not be at all. And because we train them right, they accept and they say, okay. So that is freedom for you, my friends. That is freedom. And you want to always remember, not transactions, even though we need transactions, like the message said, we need transactions because we need to pay bills. We need to, it's how we get paid. But that doesn't take precedence over the relationships. All right, guys? So that is our why. And I hope you had fun thinking about it. All right? Okay. So I wonder if any one of you could tell me, you might want to put it down in the comments. I'm preparing for you, even though you might not be there and you're there, but you're quiet and you don't say anything. I wonder if you guys know where our show goes next. Remember, I told you that we're taking it up. We're going to try to take it up. So, all right. I'm not going to put you out too much. Life. That's where we're headed. We're headed to life and how important it is and how it relates to relationships and how it relates to transactions and how life relates to referrals. Every customer you have is a part of a big unit. They're a part of a family unit. They have sons, they have daughters, they have in-laws, they have grands. You have a whole big network right there. And sometimes if you play your card right, after a while, you don't have to advertise anymore. Because those people get to trust you so much that they start to take their families and entrust them into your care. Life is precious. And before you know it, you have an extended family. And they see you as their extended family. Nothing changes. The business relationship stays. They're still paying you top dollars. But because you have shown them so many years that you care about them, and they're not just a transaction, and they're not just money, now they start to trust their children, and their children will one day trust their children to you. Relationships, very important where it comes to life. And I always bring it back home. Because when we think of our life and how it's fleeting, we have to think of not only giving good relationships to people out there in our business world. We got to remember to give those good relationships, work on the relationships with our families. We cannot take care of the Joneses and everybody else in the world, but we don't take care of our own. So continue to build your relationships with your husbands and your wives and your children, your grandchildren. Don't take anything for granted because life is fleeting and it goes quickly. All right? Relationships. And teach your family, teach your children and your grandkids and everybody that, we must not see things as transactions. This is not a business thing. This is us now in our little unit of life. We have to love each other. And I don't want for you to give them credit cards and send them to the mall because you don't have time for them. That becomes a transaction and it could backfire. All right, guys? So, relationships and transactions, moving along. Our ability to sell. Without selling, we don't have a business, right? So we want to sell. We want to sell with integrity, with honesty, and we want to sell with excellence. And if we do these things, we will find that our business will grow. Everything fringes on people, but not just people for the sake of people. It fringes. I always say these things, and I hope you don't slight me for them and say, oh, she annoys me when she says that. But I always refer back. And there is one of my videos, I said, a lot of people are scared to sell. They feel that they don't have the skills to sell and they don't know how to sell. And in one of my videos, I broke it down for you gently, easy. And I said, selling is like having a conversation with a friend. It's like having a conversation with a friend. A stranger walks off the street. Stranger comes in. You're in your office. You have a boutique. You're watching everything that's going on. And you notice that the person is being left. Your staffer has her phone out and she's scrolling. And so you get up and you come out. You're going to deal with good old chick later. Can't reprimand her in front of the customers. Bad etiquette. But you saw what you saw. And that's not what she's being paid for. So you reach out and you talk to that customer. And before you know it, the store starts to fill up. And you wish you could get to all of them. But you're giving that first one the time of day. Because does she not deserve it? Yes, she does. A bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. She might become a regular and come and give you hundreds of dollars every month. You never know. You don't slight her to run to the rest coming in. You have staff there. Let her take care of them. And before you know it, you could build a relationship. You could start showing her some of the items that you have. And she might have come in just for a dress, but she ended up taking so many things. She might take a scarf. She might take a pair of shoes. She might see something that she can get for her granddaughter. Because you give her the time of day. We must never be too busy as entrepreneurs to step in sometimes. We have more skills than we can pass on to our employees. It's innate in us. And selling is just a relationship. It doesn't matter how big the sale is. If you see it as just a transaction between two people where we both respect each other and the relationship can be forged in a couple of minutes. You can watch somebody and start talking to them and you treat them with respect. You watch them in the eye. You give them a smile. You're kind. And they like the vibes coming off of you and they start opening up. Something starts there. They buy something out of your store and before you know it, they're coming back. They're coming back watching and looking to see, is she here? Now it's just because they want to talk a little. So you let them talk. So selling with honesty, with integrity, with excellence, you build relationships. That one person could go and tell her co-workers, man, there's this little boutique is open down, on such and such a street. They're really cool in there and they got some nice things and the prices are not too bad. And I met the owner and boy, she is something else, that one. Let it be said good things about you. All right? So sell with integrity and honor and build relationships because you never know. You never know when you build those relationships and you build those bridges where the referrals can come from. All right, my peoples, my family, my friends. Ooh. All right. Don't worry, guys. We're almost home. Trying to show you how to link all these different things to the many things that you can do in your business to take it up a notch and enhance your sales and your profit margins. All right. So let's move into the mentally fit entrepreneur. I know nobody likes this one, so I have it down to the second to last. So you do. Nobody wants to talk about mental health. But let me tell you something. Again, I'm going to say, what if mental health does not always have to pertain to you? What if you build such a beautiful relationship with your customers and you notice something is amiss with one of them? How would you know? If you don't love them, you wouldn't care. But if you love them, you would see something is wrong. And you speak to them. You put them to sit down. John, what's happening? I don't know, Leah. I feel funny in here. My heart is racing. My heart is racing, Leah. I don't know. You get a fan and you start fanning them. Do you think the knowledge is just for you? No. It might come in because you have paused and stopped and taught to educate yourself. You can then help them in case something happens to them on your premise. Or you may not see them and you know that they're old and they get, what is that thing they get? Meals on Wheels? You go check with them. You make a phone call. You see if they pick up. Sometimes when they don't pick up, it means something. Some of them are very lonely and have no one. So mental health and you building, it has to do with you going into depression, right? That's the angle I came from. You getting depressed because things are not going well, losing your mind because, look, if we invest a ton of money into these ventures, and it looks, sorry about that, and it looks as though we can lose some or all of it, it could really mess us up. My husband trades, and I got into his arena one day and I was listening to a story about a man who made a mistake on the charts. And the mistake he made was that he thought that he had messed up and he had put out, like, I guess they said $300 and something thousand in bets. I don't know what happened, but something glitched. And he thought that he owed the establishment that amount of money. And he knew he didn't have it. He didn't have a good day. And he committed suicide. So sometimes when we have these businesses and they're big and there's lots of money flowing through and you start seeing that things are not going well, you could get down and make stupid decisions. So that's the one side that I've been telling you about, keeping your health and not sacrificing your family for the business and what's not. But tonight I want to angle from the topic we spoke about. I want to bring it back to customers and your relationship with them. And I ask you to always have all your antennas up for anybody who comes into contact with you You never know. Just because you have opened your mind to the possibility, you never know what you can see. Keep your eyes open, keep your eyes sharp. They are your people, they are your family. Watch for anything that might ail them. Build relationships with them that if you ask them what's going on, they don't have to feel that, oh, who are you to ask me my business? No, you have a relationship with them and you notice something is off and you want to ask. Okay, guys? All right. You have been fabulous. And I think we had a wonderful time. Thank you for remaining with me. Let me see how we did. Okay, not too bad. Not too shabby. I'm going to close by telling you this. Every day, Monday through Friday, between 8 p.m. and wherever it takes us, we will be here. We will also be opening up the question and answer section as we see growth and activity on the channel. So if you have questions and you want to ask questions, and I know sometimes I was in a coaching class the other day, and I would stay like it was going for, I think, 6 months or something. And I sat and I just listened and I would not ask. I would not ask questions. And I understand why you would feel that way. All right. So I'm not going to beat you up, but just know that you can always get to me privately and put your questions. Sometimes we don't want to put our questions out in front of people, but just know that you can reach me. You know that. All right. And whatever you ask, we don't have to put your name. We will just say this question came in and this is the question and this is the answer. But that is something that we are hoping to do soon. It all depends on how the growth starts. All right. We're coming to the end of the year and maybe it's not going to kick off until next year. Who knows? God is the author and finisher of fates. All right. So family, I want to thank you. You are wonderful. This is how it always is. We start off and we get to know each other and we build up with time. And right now we are building relationships, right? We are building relationships too. Relationships will come and then we learn to trust each other more and we start to talk. And before you know it, I can't stop you guys from talking and it goes on and on. All right. So I just want to thank you for your patience. Thank you for your kindness and your subscriptions and your likes and the mere fact that you watch the videos. God bless you. God bless you. God bless your family. Tomorrow night, by His grace, we will be here again. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to doing another show for you. And I invite you to be there or be square. God bless you and good night.